Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Thursday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Need an orthopedist? You go to Brock. Also, if you need a roof, give us a shout 364 1007. 364 1007. Remember, the name of the new roofing company will be unveiled any day now. Actually, could be Monday. I think Monday might be our target. I would honestly like for it to be today, but, safely probably Monday, but I'm excited about it. I know we've, had some fun with the any day now thing, but it is very exciting, and, we're, like, really, really, really close. It's just kind of like a matter of, um, uh, a few things. Anyway, okay, let's get to it. Welcome as always. A couple of things on the docket, and then whatever you want to talk about, you know the drill. Drop your comments, subscribe up the channel, smash the like button. If you're on Facebook, like the Mammoth's going to page, share the post. Saints have added a veteran defensive back. One of my big questions coming out of the draft and free agency was, why didn't you add another safety? They cut Marcus May, which no problems. You signed May to a 3-year, $22 million contract, and over 2 seasons, he played a total of 17 games for you. So that was a big whiff. But so he effectively missed a full season, injuries, suspensions, other things. So you whiff on Marcus May, so you cut him fine. Plus, you signed Jonathan Abram last year, and you drafted Jordan Howden out of Minnesota, and both those guys played really well. They basically started the combined started the 10 games that that May missed. I think Abram started 3 and Howden started 7. Um, so anyway, even if you like those guys, you just have to do math, right? So you lose Marcus May, you're good with Abram and Howden. Well, you're down a safety still. So you need to add a safety somewhere. And so I figured they do it in free agency, and if not free agency, the draft, they did neither. And so on Wednesday, the Saints signed Will Harris, not the former LSU pitcher Will Harris, but a defensive back who's was drafted by the Lions back in 2019, third round. And he's played all 5 years of his NFL career with Detroit, and he's played both safety and corner, and maybe most importantly, he's been one of their, pretty consistent special teams players as well. So, remember, in the NFL, roster spots are so valuable. If you're active on game day, you're gonna play in some capacity. Even if you're a backup lineman, you're gonna be on all the special teams units, the kicking units. If you're a backup defensive back or receiver, you're probably on the coverage units on special teams. So, yes, I like this addition. Maybe Will Harris battles for a starting job, or maybe he's a rotational guy, just a depth piece that helps you on special teams. But either way, you get a young veteran, 28 years old, not that dissimilar from the Jonathan Abrams signing a year ago. So I do like this signing a lot there. And then I figured we could also talk a little bit about the LSU and the transfer portal and the latest there. If y'all wanted to, of course, we talked about it yesterday. Dominic Williams on campus. Simeon Barrow, the Michigan State defensive lineman, has said he wants to make his announcement either today or tomorrow. So, like Thursday or Friday, wants to make his announcement, have it done. So, I doubt LSU is going to take both of those guys. I mean, I'm sure they would take both those guys, but I doubt both those guys would commit to the same place, is my point. So, the hope is if you only get one, you get one, not the other, whatever the case may be. But hopefully, we get those answers here in the next day or so. With the portal window closed, LSU saw 26 players go out. Now that's total post the 2023 season. I believe there were 9 here in this 7 or 9, no, 9 in this portal, a spring portal window. And then you've brought in 7 players via the portal. But the only one you've added so far in this window is Biggio Paez from Wisconsin. So we'll see. The Saints with a few roster spots to play with. The Saints, excuse me, with LSU with a few roster spots to play with. They should add a few more. Okay, let's say some good morning. See what y'all got. As always, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Trivia Carter, good morning. Not ignoring your comments, trivia. There you are, first out the chute. Tim Gotro, Jason H, what up? Bill Caffey, good morning from Tallulah. 4th day of this whirlwind work road trip. Okay, man. Head down, keep on grinding. Brett Gidry, morning. Haley Bryant is back. Yeah, Brett. I seem to remember Brett. Sometime I don't know, 2 weeks ago or so, some bald headed radio guy kind of alluded to the fact that Haley Bryant had a fifth year and see if she wanted to make the most of it. Um, yeah, so it's awesome that Haley Bryant's coming back. I mean, I actually got a call. I don't mind telling you all this at all. I got a call a few weeks ago. Um, some of y'all don't believe this stuff anyway. I don't really care, but I'll just tell you. So I got a call about 2 Saturdays ago. Told Haley wanted to come back, but they'd already used all of their scholarship allotments. Um, so I mean, the gymnast you have returning, and then obviously the incoming class that you have. Well, you obviously want to have Haley Bryant, so they needed to get her an NIL deal. And she was my understanding of it is she didn't want a ton. She just basically wanted her grad school paid for, her tuition and books and boarding and all of her expenses paid for. And that was, suffice to say, very easy to get done. So I may or may not have made a phone call. Um, but yeah. So that's very, very exciting. I mean, she's literally the greatest gymnast in the history of the program. Um, and if there was any lingering doubt, which there shouldn't have been, but if there was any lingering doubt, winning the national championship certainly solidified that. But um, individual all around national champion. I mean, she's the most tens in program history, the most national championships wins. I mean, she's the greatest gymnast in the history of the program, and you get her for another year, which is one of the very, very, very few benefits of COVID. Let's see. Rooney, good morning. Whoops, I missed a few. My bad. Here we go. Wendell, what's going on? Abner, Eric Hart, good morning. Thank you, man. Dalton, good morning. Sopranos fan, good morning. Rex, what's good? Uh, Brett, good morning from Louisville. Did Whiskey Wednesday at Jim Beam. Headed to Heaven Hill and Four Roses today. Cheers. I am very jealous, man. That is awesome. Um, I'm curious what you're able to score at Heaven Hill and at Four Roses. Hey, man, Brett, if you can get the Four Roses, one of the Four Roses single barrel mash bills, snag it, and if they'll let you get two, and I'll buy it from you. And I'm very curious to see what you're able to buy at Heaven Hill too. And if you're not going up to buy and you're just sampling, text me on the text line or DM me or something because you can shop for me, bud. I'll Venmo you. Hey Rooney, good morning. Cajun Country, good morning. To continue yesterday, I did kick for the Soul. Team was made up of semi-pro team from Texas, 3 original Soul players. Ownership group cut everyone the day before the game. Oh my god, that's wild. Wild, man. So, Sean, I went and looked it up. So the you kicked at ULL, and they were ULL when you kicked. So, or maybe not. I don't even know. But whatever. So you kicked in college, uh, and the Philadelphia Soul called you the day before the game to kick for them in the game against the Voodoo. That's a wild story. Um, Kyrie, what's going on? 24 years old, been a Yankee Dodger fan forever. Yanks since I was playing youth baseball in the Dodgers since day one of Puig. Okay. Am I a front runner? So here's the thing, Kyrie. I'll tell you this. I don't know how you can like both the Yankees and the Dodgers. I think that's unacceptable. I think you have to pick. And maybe the best way to say it is if the Yankees and the Dodgers are playing in the World Series, who would you cheer for? And you can't say both. And maybe you are a front runner, maybe. But I'm and I'll tell you for obvious reasons as well, personal reasons. It's less I like if you're from Louisiana, since there isn't a pro baseball team here, of course we're all going to cheer for teams that are not from here. So some people are Astros fans because of the proximity. Some people are Cubs fans because they watch them on WGN. Some people are Braves fans because they watch them on Turner. Some people are Dodgers fans because of Puig. My dad was a Yankee fan, so I'm a Yankee fan. Was watching the Yankees last night on the MLB app against the Orioles. So, um, you might be the answer to your question is you might be a front runner. I don't know because we don't know each other well, but with respect to baseball, like the thing that's bothered me, so growing up here my whole life, there were never any Boston Red Sox fans here ever, ever. Nobody was a Boston Red Sox fan here. And then in '04, the Red Sox came back from down 3-0, beat the Yankees in the ALCS, went on to end the curse and all that stuff. And all of a sudden, you saw Red Sox hats everywhere. And now everybody's a Red Sox fan. Because I was at LSU at the time, and all of a sudden, all over campus, Red Sox hats. That's what annoys me. Those are front runners. They're not the ones that went through 86 years of not winning a championship, of the curse of the Bambino. Bubba Smith, good morning. Tom Granning, on my way to Baton Rouge this morning. All right, Tom, safe travels in, man. Good to hear from you. Mark Allen, I'm striking if there's no jingle. There 100% will be a jingle, Mark Allen. I have already enlisted the help of one Mr. Toby Tomplay for the help with the jingle. So there will be a jingle for the new roofing company. Jason, good morning. Did you see the final play of the Cubs-Mets game? I did not. Brian Wynn, Paul Rushing, Matt. Still annoys me to this day when a national show pronounces baton, baton or baton, baton, like Baton Rouge, like that when they say Baton Rouge. Tiger Diver. Let's see. Oh, look at Tom and Bill connecting there. Kelly Gross, good morning. Matt Plavidal, I want an Any Day Now roofing. Well, you'll be waiting a long time for an Any Day Now roofing ad because it's not the name of the company. However, the name of the company will be announced any day now. Hey, Dad, good morning. Lowell Cormier, good morning. Kyrie, let's see. My friends don't remember the many shortcomings of LA and New York the past 20 years. Yeah, the thing, Kyrie, though, is you're telling me you're 24. So if you're 24, you probably actually have like real memories for a decade and a half. Maybe even like real emotion for a shorter burn than that, probably since you were in high school. So maybe 8 to 10 years. And quite honestly, for the Dodgers, the last 8 to 10 years, been pretty good. Been pretty good. Not so much for the Yankees. Gary Hughes, good morning. You're wearing a cricket shirt today. I am wearing a cricket shirt today, as a matter of fact. That would be this right here. So, a good friend of mine is one of the founder, owner, investors of the company. I don't really know title or involvement like that, but he's the one that told me about it. So I was like, I'll support the brand. So yes, that's cricket. And not Terrio's fake nickname, Cricket. Cricket with a Q, as Carrie posted there. Cricket. Make defense great again. Change his name to Any Day Now Roofing. I love it. That's so good. I promise y'all, I will make the first announcement about. I promise you this. I promise you, the first announcement out of my mouth for the roofing company will be right here on Morning Scone. I promise you. I promise you. You all will know the name first before I put it anywhere. Before I put it on social media. Before I talk about an AFR. Right here. Joel, good morning. Do you know if there's a commitment date for Barra or Williams? Yeah, so Simeon Barra wants to announce either today or tomorrow. He said that, and I would imagine that Dominic Williams will follow shortly after. Remember, you have to be enrolled for the fall semester to be ready to go fall camp, but fall camp starts before fall semester, so the players will actually be enrolled in summer school. So the semester at LSU is about to end, and then the first summer session begins shortly thereafter. So if you're going to be here, be going through workouts and all that stuff through May and June, then I hate when the shirt sticks up like that. Then they got to be enrolled. So they got to make a decision pretty quickly. Hey, Bart, good morning. Dane Bergeron, good morning. Glad you made it back safely. Thank you, Dane. It was good seeing you last Thursday, man. Glad you popped over for the draft show. Always good to hang. Christian, any updates on CJ West? Seems like they've had a difficult time scheduling time to get him on campus for a visit. Not that I've heard, Christian. No, they offered. He had a bunch of offers. That's the defensive lineman from Kent State. It sure seems like they've narrowed their focus to Barrow and Dominic Williams. So we'll see what direction they go. Jesse Brown, Larry Garner, Taylor Hudson. Good morning, Matt. What's going to be your plan for content if LSU baseball doesn't make the NCAA tournament? So good question. That happened once before. And it was the last time that happened was 2011. When, if you remember, LSU didn't even make the SEC tournament that year. That's when the SEC tournament was 8 teams. It was before they expanded to 10. Maybe it was 10 before they expanded to 12, and then the league expanded to 14. And so the bottom 2 didn't make it. But that summer, the odd thing, if you remember, in 2011, two very significant things happened. Number one was the NFL lockout. So that's when the NFL Player Association and the owners didn't agree on a new CBA, and so there was a lockout. So that summer there was a ton of content and conversation around the lockout. If you remember, Drew Brees just organized practices for the players at Tulane. It was voluntary, of course, but that was one thing. And the other thing that was massive that happened that summer was realignment. That was the summer when everything for the first gigantic go round went crazy, where A&M and Missouri ended up in the SEC, where Texas and Oklahoma were talking about going to the Pac-12, if you remember. I believe that's when Rutgers and Maryland ended up going into the Big Ten. That big round of realignment where it felt like all of college football was on the brink, and every day there was a new story, a new report. So that was that summer. So I guess my point is, Taylor, that there's always something to talk about. I mean, look at COVID. I mean, there were no sporting events played at all. But what we did during COVID was just it was never easier to get interviews with people during COVID because athletes and coaches were all doing the same thing that we were doing, which was sitting around doing nothing. So you'd call and be like, "Hey, you want to come on the show?" They're like, "Yes, please." Like, I can do an hour. I can do 2. I can do the whole show if you want. Nobody had anything to do. So you pivot to find interesting storylines, man. If it's not the teams you cover playing live sporting events, then it's let me see how many LSU players or coaches I can get on the show. How many Saints players, rookies going through free agency or going through the camp for the first time. You pivot, man. There's always interesting things to talk about. You're never wanting for storylines. It's just that some days they're easier than others. Like the Monday after LSU plays Alabama, that's easy to find what to talk about, right? There's like you'll never ever hear me say the words dog days of summer. You'll never ever hear me say, well, there's nothing going on. There's always stuff going on. Literally always. Some days just easier to find the relevant storylines and topics than others. So I actually like that challenge because I feel like that's when I get to stand out and my show stands out because while other people are going, what do you want under your purple and gold Christmas tree? Like, who's on your LSU Mount Rushmore? Like the lazy topics that are evergreens in sports, I actually try to find interesting things to talk about that people are gonna find compelling. And I think that's a really fun challenge. Anyway, Brent, good morning. Jerry G, woo Dale Broussard, next time I need a roof, I'm calling Any Day Now Roofing. Don't do that, Dale, because Any Day Now Roofing does not exist. However, the name of our new roofing company will be announced any day now. Brett, is Leon the best character on Curb? I think the Leon dynamic A good question. I love the question, Brett, by the way. I think the Leon dynamic was an awesome sort of plot twist to the story, adding him. Um, Best character, I don't know. I mean, Larry's still the star of the show. The show doesn't work without Larry, so kind of go there. But if you're talking about like a supporting role, think like what would the show be like without that person? Um, there are just so many Larry and Jeff angles that it's hard to imagine the show without Jeff. And I thought he played that role really well. Um, I don't know. I just think it all came together great. I love the show. Adam, good morning. David Bass, what up, Matt? Still getting this money in Montana. Good for you, man. Be awesome if LSU can actually play up to their talent level this weekend at home. Either way, I think this defines our season. Go Tigers. Yeah, David, look, I agree, man. You're at that point now where you win one this weekend, then you feel like you got to go take two at Bama and sweep Ole Miss. You win two this weekend, take two against Bama, two against Ole Miss. You get swept this weekend. Then you feel like you got to come back and sweep Bama, sweep Ole Miss. And that doesn't feel realistic. So either way, I think you're going to win enough games to be in the SEC tournament. And, if you fall short of that sort of 13 game number in the regular season, then you have to go to Hoover and do some damage. Like you probably have to play yourself into the weekend in Hoover. So here's open. Neville Lewis, good morning. Dane, Matt, I had my first intensive PT session yesterday. Garrett Edwards' dad is my physical therapist. He said my shoulder's doing great. Awesome. Glad to hear that, Dane. That's pretty cool. Let's see. James McKinney, what up? Look at Dane. That a boy. Patrick Berglass, morning, Matt. Celebrate my birthday today. You're going to copy any new kicks this weekend. Patrick, I'm going to be very honest with you, man. Well, not that I would ever lie to you, but I am a little bummed because I absolutely love this pair. Part of the ugly duckling pack of dunks. I don't know. Let's see if that comes into focus. I love those. Ruckus had them, and I'm sure I missed it. It's full suede. They had them last week, and I was on air when I saw this post, and there's just I couldn't get over there, and so I'm sure they're gone, but I'm a little bummed about that. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get anything new this weekend or not. We'll see. But maybe I'll get out and about Saturday. But anyway, happy birthday, Patrick. Hope it's a great one. I see that we're blurry right there. I hate when that happens. But hang on. Let me see. We got about 5 minutes left. Hang on. Boom. And boom. Let's see if that helps. Did that bring us back? Yeah, there we go. Okay, good. Jerry, next week is the NFL schedule release. Matt and chat, who would be the Saints' first opponent to start 24-25? Probably Atlanta. You never know for sure. I'm just spitballing here. I think they do a good job of front loading and back loading the schedule with division games. So I would imagine they'll open up with a division game. But I don't know. But Jerry, you did remind me as well. That's another reason why the NFL is king, because they do an amazing job of just absolutely owning the 12-month calendar. There is something going on in the NFL 12 months out of the year. Even things like televising the draft over 3 days, the schedule release, which becomes a big TV show as well. The NFL is brilliant at it. They've done a great job. Like Roger Goodell deserves a tremendous amount of credit for that. I know people don't like to say that, but he does. Brett, definitely looking to buy. We'll let you know I can score. All right, Brett, appreciate it, man. Good luck to you, dude. Happy hunting, man. Dane can't be a Braves fan after Ted Turner married Jane Fonda. Deborah, good morning. Jerry, been a Braves fan since 1990. Look, those Braves fans were fun to watch. Those Braves teams were fun to watch, man. Tavanka De Silva, good morning from Sri Lanka. Do you think Brian Kelly will be able to bring 2 highly recruited defensive linemen to LSU? Probably not 2, Tavanka, but I wouldn't say no. I mean, remember, I was told they were going to add 2. Well, they added Gio Paez, and I hope, knock on wood, that they get either Simeon Barrow or Dominic Williams. You get both of them, awesome. I don't know that that's in the cards, but you get one of those guys. It's a plug-and-play starter. I think that's a win. Brad David, what up? Jason, lifelong Cubs fan. I'll need to go watch the end of the Cubs Mets game. I missed it. Charlie Cavell, what's going on, man? Chris Davenport, I have liked the Red Sox back when Clemens was a rookie. Old Wade Boggs on third. Matt, all kidding aside, I am a HUDCO customer. Awesome. Well, we appreciate it, Matt. But remember, we're not affiliated with HUDCO anymore. So look, Jeff and Sherry and John Michael, the HUDCO folks, awesome people. They built a great business up in Bossier, and wish them all the success going forward. It was just a matter of like that us and them just had different ambitions and visions about how to continue to grow and proceed and build and all that sort of stuff. And so it just made sense to say, hey, look, we'll just go start our own deal. So it's like a long, boring story that I don't think anybody needs to really care. Just to suffice to say that Terrio and Tilly and Joe and Scott and me and like our whole crew here, all the same people, actually growing our team as well now, significantly, which I'll tell you more about. We're just starting a new company. All the same people, same everything, just new company. Jason, good question. Any word on Ocho? I'm going to message Ocho today. I wanted to get past the draft, but I'm going to message him today and see if we can make that happen. I'm certain he's going to be good for it. We just got to nail down the details. Chad Vickner, any particular way to lace up your Jordan 1 low with extended tongue? The only thing that I would do differently, Chad, is I'll start at the top, cross lace down, and then come back up underneath the laces, and then out the top two holes. That's the only way that I'll do it differently. Kenneth Polk, Leon Williams, Morton Matt, only 2 SEC teams missed tournament. Correct. Yes. Michael Cook, what's going on? Vernell Thomas, good morning. Roland Sconers. Do you think the Saints will go after Simmons since they signed Will Harris? I don't think so, man. You still got Tyron under contract. You feel good about both Jordan Howden and Jonathan Abram. That's the word around the organization. They like those guys a lot. So I don't think you're looking to sign a starting safety. I think they were looking for depth and a special teams piece. Basically, what the version of Jonathan Abram that they signed a year ago, right? All right, I got to get going. Irfan Sayad, Gamorgan, Christian Geiger, what's up? First baby was born, little girl, 11 days ago. Congrats, Christian. Cheers to you, man. Hope mom and baby are doing awesome. Congrats on being a dad. Best thing in the world, man. So congrats to you. Cheers. Cheers to your baby girl and to your growing family, man. Jason, Vaughn, Brian, Mac. All right. Best bourbon under $40. Off the top of my head, Elijah Craig small batch. Should find it for $27. It's really good. I'm sure there's a million more that I could mention, but that's the first one that popped into my mind. Okay, I got to go. Y'all have a great day.